Hello Pig Slobs. It is my first debut video today here on YouTube. So clap if you care. Okay, this season, Season 9 of Undecember, Abyssgate has come out for more than 2 weeks by now, and to be frank, there are much to discuss at hand right here, believe it or not. For this video, I want to give my overall impression of this season till now, around 2 weeks in. So to start, I think it's fair that we take a look from the pre-registration period of this season, about 1 month before Season 9 started. In comparison to the previous season, there were plenty of improvements for the pre-season registration event, and even the scroll buff event for the last month of season had received positive adjustment. You don't have to meaninglessly AFK in Saluto for 3 hours every day anymore, and guaranteed some free ticket for an early start next season. However, problem arise with the coming of new season event. The new event for newbies and returning players has caused heated debates in the communities due to how unfair it is for new and inactive players to obtain the most OP gacha items. Meanwhile, avid players and players who tune in for the pre-registration event end up being the disadvantaged one. Being punished for literally playing or just simply keeping tab on the game is incomprehensible to me, and which is the same sentiment that many other veterans agree with. This decision of excluding veterans and giving a bit too much for newer players had already proved itself to be a bad move from Undecember. During the first 2 weeks of new season, there were 2 huge ban waves that aimed at bug exploiters, bot abusings, and new players rerolling their gacha items by creating dozens of accounts which they commit to real money transfer. This was honestly a good job to the whole UD team, but it also proved that their new event to attract new players has gone a bit too far and exploitable. Additionally, there were no storage discount event this season, and the only storage-related package were dedicated for the returning, new players only, given the fact that storage has been a huge problem since last season, which I would like to elaborate further later on. One thing I think Undecember has done very well this season is the leveling box event, which gives 3 free transcendent items and a bunch of other freebies. This event really helps with early progression, and I would even argue that it's the best start of season event up to date. The given items are all very nice, with the only drawback is that there aren't any options for minion and sentry. There are also improvement on the reward event this season too, better than last season one would say. The reward is nice with many essential items for early game like jewel polishing stone, Unos mine tickets, and a decent amount of traces for bench crafting. However, there are still various glaring problems, which most can be solved via paying by the way, that drive people away from this season. Firstly, I have to mention the gold problem and the crafting system. Traditionally, in order to progress in season, you have to craft items one by one along your progressing. With the additional help from good unique items this season, this burden was somewhat alleviated but not completely solved with how Serpent Essence working. For newer player watching this, Serpent Essence is one of the key item for crafting triple, quad authority items, which evidently crucial device to progress to end game content. Before, when hardcore still exist, Serpent is a world drop there and accessible as long as you still have life left on HC. Since there is only one season mode now, Serpent is kept behind hard mode level 170 dungeon, which require insane DPS to do and completely now F2P friendly at all. For this reason, those who pay and get lucky at gacha will have the upper hand and progress much faster. This also add a layer to how bad the new return event makes players felt. So with that, it is nearly impossible to progress without paying, and not to mention the storage bulking up like crazy later on. For this part, I would like to elaborate on the second part of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can also join the Undecember community Discord server, which I happens to be an admin of, to receive and stay notified about the latest meta, tips, and also in-depth guidance for newbies.